Hey, what's going on, good people? This is Gardner Douglas, and I am here with Toyin Alli, owner, operator of Puddin, which is here in DC. Food truck here in DC.
Two food trucks, yeah.
Dose.
And Union Market.
And Union Market.
Taking over. I started about 8 years ago at Eastern Market. I applied for Eastern Market on a whim and started doing gumbo and shrimp and grits, and kind of took off from there.
You know what gets me? Is people always talking about gumbo, shrimp and grits, fried oysters, but they never bring any. But you know what? I'm not going to start. I'm not going to start it today.
You didn't say what I had
well,
to bring.
I didn't think I had to throw that out there like that.
So I'm just supposed to walk around with shrimp and grits and gumbo in my
I'm just saying.
In my bag.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I mean, hey, don't get offended. I'm just stating next time if we have a sit down and you're going to be talking about your
Where
food.
are my oysters? Oysters.
Yeah, you know what? Never mind. Let's let it go.
Bygones.
So, all right. So, tell me about you. Who are you? Where are you from? What's your motivations?
I am originally from California, actually. A lot of people think I'm from Louisiana because of what I do and the food that I serve. I grew up in Southern California. My father's Nigerian. My mom is African American. And I grew up with influences of Southern American food and Nigerian food, which was always interesting because I like to play with food, so I would always put them together.
Right.
What was interesting was that when my mom was growing up in Ohio, she was growing up on a farm. So all of her food influences are really organic. So a lot of the stuff that I cook is it's directly related to, my mother's influence. So.
Wow. So how give me an example of what you would do when you were younger cooking, blending those two together.
It's so scary, the food that came out of the kitchen.
But was it good? That's what matters.
No, it was terrible. It was not good at all. It was an abomination, and my parents were saints, so they actually ate that stuff.
Oh, nice.
I went through a healthy phase. I was putting broccoli in cake.
Interesting.
My parents ate it. They're really cool people. I really liked butter a lot when I was younger, so I would just take like baking soda and butter and bake it.
What?
So the bottom line, cool thing was that my parents let me experiment in the kitchen when I was younger.
There you go.
And here we are.
You're making good food now, so
yes.
That's what counts.
I'm making up.
So, how many years you say you've been doing this?
I opened up Puddin about 8 years ago. I've been cooking my whole life. Like I said, when I was a kid, my parents were allowing me to experiment. When I moved to Michigan, like when I was in high school, I didn't have a lot of friends.
What?
I know, right?
You're so cool.
I'm super cool. Everybody loves me now.
What the? Well.
It's crazy.
What the heck?
It's Michigan, not Toyin. So anyways.
Okay, all right.
My mom, she knew I was kind of going through something. I was in high school, teenager, and I didn't have a lot of friends. So I started watching the Food Network a lot.
Okay.
And she would keep the pantry stocked with everything. And once again, I would create abominations, and she would eat them, which was amazing. But the cool thing was I got the chance to experiment. She let me do anything, and it was very encouraging. So.
Shout out to Mom Dukes.
Mom is the best.
Wow. So, what's your favorite show on Food Network?
Oh my God, Two Hot Tamales.
There it is. All
Where
right.
are those ladies now? I just want to hang out with them. Or Taste with David Rosengarten.
Okay.
So that was the first time I ever heard of truffles.
Okay.
And I was so confused as like a teenager. I was like, why is this guy shaving chocolate onto a steak and fries? I just don't get it,
Right.
Took a while. Once I got it, I was in, yeah. Totally in. Took a while.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Do you ever want to do your own food show or food, Or have you been on one before?
I'm super shy on camera, and I really hate getting interviews, so I don't know if I can do that.
So your own TV show wouldn't do it. You ain't gonna get in the kitchen.
Okay, between you and me, and the listeners, and Ingrid over there.
Okay.
I applied for the Food Network star. This was 8 years ago.
What?
Got the first call back, okay? What I was trying to do was African food. I wanted to, because I felt like there was this big gaping hole at the Food Network. There's nothing about African food. They do South America, they do Asia, they do Europe, but they never do anything about African food. And I thought that's so sad, because the culinary landscape of Africa is amazing and wonderful. I got a second call back, and I came in, totally bombed the test. The test was about measurements, how many ounces are in a... I'm a home cook, people, okay?
Exactly.
That's okay, too, though.
How you came up with the idea of, hey, I want to do a food truck?
Honestly, so it was just kind of a natural progression. So I started out at a farmer's market. The people that work at farmer's markets are incredibly hardworking people. It is treacherous. To me, that is the hardest food business you can possibly have. Working at a farmer's market, that doesn't just happen. You have to set up that table. You have to put you have to put that tent up. You have to set up all the burners. So every day that you're at a farmer's market, you're literally setting up a whole restaurant kitchen from scratch. So from there, the natural progression to me just felt like a food truck. And I was talking to a lot of food truck owners, and they were always telling me, don't do it. This is the hardest thing ever, blah, blah. And I'm like, wait a minute, though. Have you ever done a market? Yeah. And not to take anything away from food truck people as well, because that's very difficult work, too. But, working at the farmers markets was the hardest.
Are you still doing the farmers market?
We still do the farmers market, yeah. We still do this Eastern market every Saturday and Sunday, unless there's, weather.
Right.
Yeah. I did Eastern Market first, then I did one of the food trucks, then Union Market, then the second food truck.
Killing it. So I guess I just want to know about food trucks, because it seems so interesting. It's like its own little world, and y'all got your own little family,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was just listening to NPR a couple weeks ago, the Kojo Namdi show, and they were talking about whether or not food trucks are a dying fad.
Okay.
And I was offended, first of all, by the topic, but I listened anyway, and I think, my belief has always been, if you have a good product, it doesn't matter how you're selling it, where you're selling it.
Right.
You can be in a food truck, you can be in a market, you can be slanging it on the corner, whatever you got to do. If it's a good product, it's just a good product.
Right.
So I've always been confident that because we have a good product and we're using local ingredients, we're doing things from scratch, and we're really concentrating on our menu and not bombarding customers with a million menu items just for whatever reason. We're really concentrating on what we have. That, that the fad, it's not a fad.
So look at this and change something up.
Yeah, I think that it spoke mostly to food trucks or individuals or businesses that are not real, that don't have their either the streets or their pulse, their finger on the pulse, whatever it may be, but they're not listening to their customers. I'm not trying to knock the kebab trucks at all, because there's some that are really great. There's 2, but whatever. So I'm not knocking the kebab trucks, okay? But what I'm saying is that they're appealing to a lot of tourists. They go on the mall, they have hot dogs and french fries and hamburgers, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's awesome too. But I think they're appealing to the people that don't really know what the food scene is in DC.
Okay.
But yeah, absolutely. There are some valid points that they made about DC government and what they're doing and how they're taxing food trucks and managing them in general. So that it definitely speaks to how open the market is. Is it easy for people to enter into getting, because originally, what was the idea of food trucks? The idea is that I'm a small business owner, I want to enter into this market, this restaurant culinary scene, but I don't have the money to buy a brick and mortar or even to rent a brick and mortar.
Right.
So I'm going to get, a jalopy and fix it up and sell my food off of that. I felt like a lot of people jumped into the market, because it became it became trendy,
right.
So you saw a lot of restaurant. Jose Andres, for example, he doesn't need to have a food truck. If we're talking about that as the premise, he doesn't need to have a food truck. But it became trendy, so why not have a food truck?
Right.
A lot of restaurants saw business being taken away from them by food trucks.
Okay.
So then you saw legislation where food trucks could not be within a certain distance from certain areas, or there are only areas where food trucks can be. The sidewalk had to be X amount of feet in order for a food truck to park there, which is understandable. I mean, when a new market emerges, you definitely have to create legislation to make sure that it's properly managed. But
So what makes? I know you was talking about the kebab trucks.
Oh Lord,
2 of them.
I bring that back up.
Yeah,
gotta
do it.
Big mouth. I put my foot in it.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna set you up like that. What I am gonna say is, what makes a good food truck versus a poopy one?
It's not about. To me, it's about really decent food, like quality food that's honest food, I don't think I'm going to get some slack for what I'm about to say as well. I think that as much as possible, get local items, get local food as much as possible, get local produce, all of that as much as possible. But at the same time, I kind of want a banana today,
Right, I got you.
Nothing local about that banana.
Right.
Sometimes I want some banana pudding,
right.
So to me, a good food truck is in a good business in general, a good sustainable business is doing your best to be responsible to the community, to your peers, to your employees, all of those things, and having a good product that you present to your customer that's an honest product, we use butter because butter's real, we use, I use real ingredients. I definitely use real ingredients, and as much as possible, I try to use local. Like 2 years.
Okay, so from 4 years ago, has it been big changes in the industry, like as far as like running food trucks and I guess competition?
Yeah, so I think what I've seen a lot is great. Like it's a positive thing. A lot of the food trucks that do well end up opening up a shop, which is awesome and inspiring. What I have seen is that because it was a fad, a lot of people entered into the market. So you get a lot of food trucks doing the same thing, so you get a saturation of certain cuisines, That's the biggest thing that I've seen.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Yes, you can.
Who is your competition?
My competition is... I really don't have that much competition. Honestly, there's just not a lot. I mean, I'm kidding. But there's really not a lot of people doing Creole Cajun food.
Okay.
There used to be some other food trucks that were doing it. The Cajunator, I think, was probably the most popular one.
Okay.
There were 2 girls that were really cool that had a food truck they were doing like po' boys as well. But a lot of them just aren't doing it anymore.
Is that the 2 Fish or?
2 Fish is still out, actually.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I haven't seen them in a long time.
Yeah, there's another gentleman that's doing fried seafood, but no one's really doing what I do, though.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Union Market life.
Yeah.
How is that?
Union Market's cool. I'm really grateful to the community there, and being a part of that space has been a wonderful experience for myself and the business. It's allowed me to employ 4 full-time-ish employees, which I'm really proud of that, and that's probably the thing that I'm most proud of over there. The staff, the people that work at Union Market are great. They try to foster a lot of small businesses, and I think that is the goal. The neighborhood over there is changing a lot, so that's cool too. They're putting in a Trader Joe's. I think they got some other stuff that they're doing. So I'm glad to be part of that community. I hope that they continue to foster small businesses and help them grow. And I hope that, with gentrification coming to that area, and already in that area, the houses are ridiculously expensive, they continue to make small businesses a priority. I can see that slipping away a little bit, and I just hope that the people, the owners of Union Market, continue to make that a priority, because I think that's why people love it. They get to taste. They get, it's not all these big companies in there. There's a few that are big, but then there's a lot of really small businesses in there that are trying to do their thing. And yeah, I think that's positive. So I'm happy to be there.
Great. And do you cater also?
I do. Yeah.
Boom.
Right.
So how is catering like?
DCPuddin.com.
Say again. What was that for?
This whole thing is a shameless plug, by the way.
What was it?
It's DCPuddin.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll send you the bill. Don't worry about it.
All right. No.
Okay. So how is catering life?
I shied away from catering for like the longest time, because I really just wanted to do what I do. And when you cater, people tend to ask you for some stuff that's off the menu, like they want to have it their way, like McDonald's. It's all good though. Like now that I'm doing it more, I'm enjoying it. I'm meeting a lot more people. I'm getting involved with more organizations. But my real love are the events. I love doing the events. So another shameless plug, I'm doing an Afro brunch on the 24th of this month, African American History Month. Afro brunch 24th of this month. And it should be really cool. We're going to be doing shrimp and grits over there and all that. I love to do the events. That's really where my heart is at. It's just fun. Like, everybody's happy. It's like going to a party, but you're getting paid for it.
Right, exactly. I feel the same way. I think I'll also be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll be shucking somewhere.
Awesome. I will see you there.
I'm not sure. I'm still trying to catch up. Eat oysters.
Yes.
Don't you have but you have a shrimp po' boy, right?
We do shrimp. We do shrimp po' boys. We do wild blue catfish po' boys, and we do Rappahannock oyster po' boys.
Get the out of here.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
I can't, because that's what
So yeah, can we talk about your menu a little bit?
Absolutely.
Like, what's on the menu?
So the menu is very small, which I'm proud of that, because the items that we make.
Just observation I had.
Yes, chocolate.
The smaller the menu, the better the quality.
There you go.
Number 2 in the world for chocolate in the United States.
If you have a menu like you have 2 pages, how the heck have time to make it?
There you go.
So sorry about that.
There you go.
So it's like Cheesecake Factory.
The more control you have,
Exactly.
you control the quality.
Absolutely. It's true. Right. It's absolutely true. Thank you for chiming in.
I'll send you the bill. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about that plug. I got you, man.
So I mean, he said it all. But yeah, absolutely. We have a very small menu. Keep everything high quality. We do po' boys, so we have the oyster, shrimp, and catfish po' boys. You get a big, you can mix 2 on there. Live your life. Go crazy. Go wild, right? It has a remoulade sauce, which is a spicy Cajun mayo. Not too spicy, but spicy. Okay. You know what I mean? Right. And then it's a vinegar-based coleslaw on top, which kind of cools it all off. We get our rolls fresh every day from Ottenberg Bakery. Awesome people.
Is that DC or what?
They're Baltimore. I think they're based in Baltimore, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. And really nice. One of my favorite things is the oyster po' boy, definitely. We also do shrimp and grits. You can get it with catfish. You can get it with crawfish. Like, switch it up, whatever you want to do. People like things different ways. I support that. We also do chicken and beef sausage gumbo. Beef sausage, because not everybody likes the porco. Right. Okay, not everybody enjoys that. And I like to be sensitive to those things. So
okay, that's nice.
I like pork, though, honestly. It's not like I'm against it. I just don't have it on the menu.
Right.
And then we do etouffee. That's a more recent addition The etouffee and the red beans and rice are more recent additions to the menu. It took a while for me to add those things onto the menu because we were really testing out and making sure that it was, high quality and deserved to be on the menu.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, red beans and rice as well, which we use beef sausage and smoked turkey. And then, of course, the brown butter bourbon bread pudding.
Oh,
I mean, if
gosh.
you haven't tried it, guys, I don't even know what life is about. I mean, you have to taste the bread pudding.
So you talked about the Afro brunch coming up.
Yeah.
What else you got coming up?
So we have the Afro brunch. Let's see. We just did a brunch fest last night. We just did the Mardi Gras extravaganza, which is amazing. I'm still recovering. We generally do Broccoli City Festival.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming up in April. All of our markets are scheduled to open as well in April, May. So we do every Thursday. We're at the White House Farmers Market, which is the one that Michelle Obama started. I don't know about you, but every night I pray to Michelle Obama.
No doubt.
So you got to come to that market. It's awesome. It's Fresh Farm Market. Every Friday we do USDA Farmers Market as well, which is right on Smithsonian, right on the mall.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a beautiful day out. You can hit up some museums for free, and then come to the food truck and get a poke away.
Too easy.
Yeah, right.
So I know you said one thing you were really proud about is employing other people, and no doubt that's a big accomplishment. What would you say another big accomplishment for you is?
I think that this whole business, I'm surprised. I am happy every day when I wake up and I've employed myself, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm able to. Employing yourself is interesting. It's people look at you and they think like, oh, it's so awesome you have your own business, and it is so awesome. It is absolutely awesome. It is. I've never worked this much in my entire life. In fact, I want to say all of the work that I've done from like 15 to 29 is the same amount of work that I've done in the last like 8 years.
Wow. Wow.
It's tough. It's definitely tough, and I think the biggest thing is just like the best advice I've ever gotten about having and owning my own business is just don't quit. Just don't quit. That's it. Just keep on trying to be better. I'm like, I can do that.
Right.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I can't do a lot of stuff, but I can do that. So
it started out as a Puddin podcast. Now it's a motivational podcast.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Power to the people.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So, as far as like, have you served any famous people or well noted, or people like, you know what? Let me get a picture with you, because you do a lot on social media.
I do.
And you can plug that at the end. I'm sure it's coming.
Well, I'm terrible with names.
Okay.
So I served the former Georgetown University basketball coach.
Not Cuing.
No.
Not Pat.
No.
But the last guy.
What do you mean?
Look, I'm not. I don't have time to watch sports.
Oh, for real?
I'm out here getting it.
That's your life.
Hey.
I got you. And then you're, of course, the mayor, Miss Bowser.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I like to serve the people. Okay.
Ooh.
I like to serve the people.
Hey, I'm just asking.
That's just the easy way out of that question.
I'm just a messenger.
Yeah, I mean, if Michelle Obama ever wants to come and get some food, she can call me anytime. And Beyonce and Jay-Z. Right? They should help me out.
Right.
Take me to the next level. I'm just saying.
We'll make sure we throw some tags in there. What is it? The was it Beehive? Is that her?
Is that what it is?
I don't, like I said.
No, I don't know either.
I'm
not good at that.
Research. I'll Google it. Don't worry. I'll Google
You're the podcast guy.
Yeah, I should know that. Has it been hard owning your own business? Well, we know it's hard. But being black and owning your own business, is that even a conflict?
I will say that.
And a female.
Okay, that's
boom.
That's it, right?
Boom.
Double minority in this definitely difficult. I don't know what to compare it to, though. I don't have anything to compare it to,
right.
So it's my reality.
Right.
But I think my perspective is that it's definitely difficult to own a business. It's just very hard to own a business. It's challenges left and right every day, and it all falls on you. There's no one to throw it to at the end of the day. So I think that the challenges are there. The challenges are obviously there every day. I definitely struggled with getting loans. I shied away from loans for the longest time. I wasn't trying to do that. I already have enough student loan debt. I wasn't trying to have business loan debt too.
Right.
So I avoided that until I possibly, until the absolute last moment. And so, yeah, absolutely. I think that in general in America, Black people are scrutinized at a different level. Brown people, Asian people, all of us.
Right.
So that's there, but that has always been my reality. So it's kind of, there's nothing to compare it to.
No doubt.
But yeah, I think obviously, just like everything else, everything in life, it's a challenge. You're a person of color in America, it's a challenge if you're a person of color in the world.
Right,
So yeah.
Has anybody ever tried you? Let's say you're at an event, and maybe it's not because you're Black, or maybe it's not because you're a female, but it just came across like that. You trying me? Why are you doing that?
Well, no one thinks that I own this business.
Okay.
I'll be on the truck with even Shauna, the person who's my youngest employee,
right.
And no one thinks I really own the business. When I'm at Union Market and I'm with women that are older than me, Margaret, my mother, everyone thinks that they're the business owners, and I get it.
Right.
They're older. It just seems like that would be the case, but yeah, people try me all the time, all day, every day. Like, you? For real? Are you sure? Are you sure you own this business? I'm like, well, yes.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I would be the one that would know.
Here's my card.
Right.
Where do you think you get your entrepreneurial spirit from?
My mom and my dad, actually.
Okay.
So my mother, she has always had her own business. So when I was it's always odd and end type businesses, but yeah, she always had her own business. Cleaning, she had a cleaning business for years. The cleaning business was herself,
Right.
It's a very informal business, but she's always been hustling, she's always been hustling, and I definitely get my work ethic from my mom and my creativity. My dad is a mechanical engineer, and
Sheesh.
yeah, right?
Okay.
Brilliant, amazing person. He has always had an itch for business, I can't say that any of them really panned out, but he's till this day, my dad works for a government contractor, does very well. He's still trying to figure out how to break into different kinds of businesses.
Right,
little businesses.
It never dies.
He started a beverage company in Nigeria.
Wow.
Yeah, he's always doing something. So I think, although they haven't necessarily been successful, nothing ever stops him from that. So that business, the desire to have a business, has always been there with him, and I think it's definitely a part of myself as well.
If you could tell a business owner or a person just out there grinding, trying to get it, is it a way to tell a person you know what? I guess no, because it's killing somebody's dream, and you don't want to kill people's dreams, but when it's not working, you know how people just kind of go in so hard and they're kind of blinded by what's actually going on around them?
Yeah.
Is there any way you can put that?
I think that the most important thing, like I said earlier, definitely don't quit, but know when to quit as well. I just contradicted myself, of course. But what I mean by that is if I'm selling a product and people aren't responding to it, you got to revisit the product, right? You got to go back and look at it. Like, what is wrong with this? What don't people like about this? What am I doing wrong? Question yourself. Don't be so proud and don't be so stubborn that you won't even question your own. There's been things that I've done in Puddin. There's been changes that I made that, employees would come to me and say, hey, I don't know, this might not be the best idea. And, I might feel sort of like, who are you to tell me?
The boss.
But then, you swallow your pride and you listen to people and take on other perspectives. You don't know everything.
Right.
I don't know everything. I definitely don't know everything.
Right.
I know very few things, actually. Learning more constantly. But, but the point that I'm making is, don't be so stubborn. Don't be so blind. Listen to people and get feedback and take that feedback to heart. But don't quit, your business. Don't quit. If you want to be in business, strive for that and keep it going. But definitely question your practices, question your product, listen, get feedback. All of that is paramount.
Right. I love it. Adjust fire.
That's exactly what it is. Were you in the military ever?
Yep, I just got out this month.
Oh, reserve.
Yep, little National Guard going on there. Little 88 Mike transportation. Hey, but I'm done.
Thank you for your service.
I'm done. I'm out here. Thank you for the support. I think that's it. Like, is there anything you want to add, or of course how people can contact you and get up with you with your catering and
absolutely
food trucks?
I am so overwhelmed by gratitude for all of my employees, my customers, number one. The support, the feedback. I always want to tell people, like, if there's I want to be the business owner, and I hope that I am the kind of business owner that if there's something that's wrong in my business, I want people to be able to call me or email me, and I want them to tell me. Like Yelp world is not life. It's just not life. That's not how we. If we truly are trying to be a community, then we should be able to give each other feedback. Everybody knows that I'm trying to work on my business, and people that know me well know that I'm really trying to improve it every day. So if there's something wrong in any way with our service or our product, I encourage people to reach out to me and let me know, because I'm really just trying to improve my business all the time. So I am grateful. I don't even know how to express my gratitude enough. I hope that the expression of my gratitude is through the improvement, the constant improvement of my business and my product. But I want people to feel free to reach out to me and let me know what's going on, because I need my community to be my eyes and ears.
Right.
So I appreciate everything. And yes, you can reach me at dcpuddin.com on my contact page. Follow me at DC Puddin on Instagram and Puddin DC on Facebook. I'm not on Snapchat because I'm not with that shit.
Oh, wow.
And, and follow the food truck and come get some food. And if you don't like bread pudding, I encourage you to get a free sample at our trucks or at Eastern Market or at Union Market, where we give out free samples so you can try it and we can change your mind.
I'm headed to Union Market.
Don't get so many samples, though, because then you have to pay for a cup.
What?
Yeah,
Come on. I gotta, you got a comment box?
No, not for you. Not for you. Not for you.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I realize now why I didn't have any questions prepared, because I knew it was just going to flow.
It was just going to flow because we're friends.
Yeah.
High five.
Boom.